John Benton, and I was an aviation electronic technician first class. This is what sticks out in my mind about 118s when I was flying C-118s in the VR squadrons. When I was at Willow Grove, all of our COs, the whole 8 years that I flew 118s, the commanding officer was always a captain, a full BART. And we'd do a late flight, come back late at night, and Tim Brennan was his name. He was a full bird captain. He would go into maintenance control, turn in the yellow sheets and write up the gripes, whatever. And we're out there putting the airplane to bed because you had to fuel it, certain, you had to ramp load, we had oil. If we were up for 8 hours, if we were in the air for 8 hours, each engine burned 1 gallon of oil per flight hour. And we had 4 engines. We had to do ramp load was 2,800 gallons of avgas, and the truck would back in between the inboard and outboard engines and pass you the fuel hose or the oil hose. Had to clean the cabin, roll up all the cargo straps, whatever you had to do to put the airplane to bed. He would not leave until we did. He'd come back out of the airplane. He would actually go out on the wing, full bird captain, fuel hose, what can I do? Oil hose. He wouldn't leave until we were done. And that says a lot. And we had some good commanding officers, some good officers in VP, but we never had a CO of a squadron, a full bird captain, come out and stay as late as we did to help get the airplane serviced and to the point where we can close the door and walk away from it. A lot slower, half the speed of a P3, and it'd take us twice as long to go anywhere. But you know, smaller crew, and I don't know, I just loved the airplane. C-118s were special because our squadrons, we didn't have maybe a quarter the number of people we did in P3 squadrons. We had 3, maybe 4 aircraft as opposed to 9 in the P3 squadrons. But give you a little comparison, now it's active duty, and there were other people that were on active duty that flew more than me, but in a little less than 8 years in C-118s, I flew as many hours as I did in P3s in 10 years. Some real adventures, man. I mean, you don't see P3s in Africa, and of course you don't see them much now anymore. But just different missions, and ours was all about moving people and cargo, and sometimes you'd deadhead, and sometimes you'd have a plane load. You might have them all passengers, or you might have a mixed bag of cargo and passengers. And in 118s, I had to do the weight and balance sheets. That was part of my job. I didn't have to do that in P3s. That was the flight engineer thing.